What if I told you that the biggest bridges on Earth are not just about getting from point A to point B, they are literally monuments of human ambition, pushing the limits of engineering, imagination, and sheer willpower. These aren't just roads in the sky. They're steel and concrete titans that can stretch across entire cities, cut through rivers wider than some oceans, and even withstand nature's deadliest forces. Stick around, because today, we're counting down the 3 largest bridges in the world. And trust me, you've never seen human achievement on this scale before. But here's the catch. The true size of these bridges will blow your mind. You think you know big? By the end of this video, you'll realize that big doesn't even begin to describe it. Number 3. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, Louisiana, USA. Let's kick off with a record holder. That feels almost unreal, the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway in Louisiana. This is not just a bridge. It's practically a road across an ocean, stretching a jaw-dropping 38.4 kilometers, 23.8 miles. This bridge is so massive that when you're driving in the middle of it, you literally can't see land on either side. Imagine that, just endless water all around you. For some drivers, it's an almost eerie experience, like floating on concrete through the middle of nowhere. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Construction on this giant began back in the 1950s. Think about that. No drones, no 3D modeling software, no AI-powered machines. Just old-school human ingenuity, sweat, and determination. When it opened, it was crowned the longest continuous bridge over water in the world, and it held that title for decades. Even today, it remains one of the ultimate icons of American engineering. But let's put this in perspective. Over 9,000 concrete pilings hold this beast above the lake's surface. That's not just stability, that's like planting a small forest of concrete pillars beneath the waves, each one driven deep into the lake bed to withstand storms, waves, and even hurricanes. And here's a fun fact. During heavy fog or intense storms, drivers often report that crossing the causeway feels like entering another dimension. It's one of those rare places on Earth where engineering meets a sense of adventure, almost like nature reminding us how small we really are. So, that's number 3. But if you think 38 kilometers of bridge is impressive, wait until you see what's next. Because our next contender isn't just long, it's colossal. Number 2. The Changhua Kaohsiung Viaduct, Taiwan. Coming in at number 2 is the Changhua Kaohsiung Viaduct, located in Taiwan. And listen closely, because this one is an absolute marvel, not only of size but also of purpose. Measuring a staggering 157 kilometers, 97 miles. This is the longest bridge in regular commercial use on the planet. Yeah, you heard that right. 157 kilometers. That's longer than some countries are wide. But here's the kicker, it wasn't built just for cars. This titan of concrete is part of Taiwan's high-speed rail system. And that means it was engineered to handle trains zooming along at over 300 kilometers per hour, 186 miles per hour. Think about that. Not only does the bridge need to support its own enormous weight, it has to absorb the vibrations, the stress, and the constant pounding of high-speed trains rocketing across its spine every single day. Let's break this down. The viaduct was designed with earthquake resilience in mind. Taiwan sits in a highly active seismic zone, so engineers had to ensure that this bridge could flex, shift, and withstand shocks from some of the most powerful quakes on Earth. We're not just talking about a bridge. We're talking about a living shield that protects passengers by keeping the high-speed rail safe, even in the face of natural disasters. And here's where the scale hits you. Building it required over 100 million cubic feet of concrete and a workforce of thousands. Entire towns had to adapt their landscapes to make room for this giant. Today, the bridge doesn't just connect to cities, it connects entire regions, powering trade, travel, and Taiwan's economy on a massive scale. Now, if you're thinking 157 kilometers is unbeatable, think again. Because our number 1 pick doesn't just redefine large, it practically rewrites the definition of a bridge altogether. Number 1. The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge, China. Here it is, the crown jewel, the undisputed heavyweight champion of bridges, the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge in China. And believe me when I say this, you have never seen anything like it. This monster spans an almost unbelievable 164.8 kilometers, 100.4 miles. That's right over 100 miles of bridge. Let that sink in for a second. If you started walking from one end of the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge to the other, it would take you more than 2 days, without stopping. Now, this is where things get wild. The bridge is part of China's Beijing-Shanghai high-speed railway, and it was completed in 2010 after just 4 years of construction. 4 years! To put that in perspective, some countries take longer to build a single subway line in one city. Yet here, a structure that literally stretches across lakes, rivers, rice paddies, and entire landscapes was completed in less than half a decade. How did they do it? Over 10,000 workers, supported by some of the most advanced engineering equipment in the world at the time, worked day and night. The project used about 450,000 tons of steel and 2.5 million cubic meters of concrete. That's enough material to build dozens of skyscrapers. The bridge passes over some of the most complex terrain you could imagine: swamps, rivers, canals, and even fault lines. And just like Taiwan's viaduct, earthquake safety was at the core of its design. But here's the catch: engineers also had to make sure the bridge could handle the insane speeds of China's bullet trains, which reach up to 350 kilometers per hour to 117 miles per hour. So not only is it massive, it's also ridiculously precise. But maybe the most fascinating part is what this bridge represents. It's not just an engineering marvel, it's a symbol of human progress, of what can happen when ambition meets technology, and thousands of people work together on one vision. The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge isn't just a bridge. It's proof that humanity can literally reshape geography when it wants to. So, there you have it, the 3 largest bridges in the world. From the eerie expanse of Louisiana's Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, to the earthquake-defying high-speed rail viaduct in Taiwan, to the mind-bending, horizon-dominating giant of China, the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge. Each one is more than just a way to get from point A to point B. Their statements, they tell the world that no distance is too far, no challenge is too great, and no dream is too big for human engineering. Now here's the question I'll leave you with. If we can build bridges this massive today, what's next? Floating bridges across oceans? Space elevators to the stars? Hit that like button if these engineering titans blew your mind. And don't forget to subscribe for more epic journeys into the world of science, technology, and innovation. Because the future, it's being built right now, and trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next.